I, 25-year-old female, am currently pregnant and have been admitted to the hospital a few days ago for a suspected clot in my lung following severe chest pain. I am still in the hospital right now. A few weeks ago, my wonderful maternal grandfather passed away from cancer, and we are obviously still upset as a family. 2.5 years ago, I was in a car accident. I broke my back in 3 places, my pelvis, and 3 ribs. It was during infection 19, so I was admitted to the hospital and had loads of scans throughout the day and night. Once they figured out that I didn't need corrective surgery, they discharged me the following morning with morphine tablets and a wheelchair. When I came out of the hospital, I received around 100 messages from people I barely knew wishing me well. My mom and stepdad had posted pictures of my wrecked car on Facebook and told everyone they knew about the accident and specifics about my injuries. At the time, I asked them to take down the posts because I did not want people knowing all about my personal life. However, they never took the posts down. Today, my friend told me that my mom has been sending messages into group chats telling people that I am pregnant and in the hospital. My stepdad told his family the same. I have told them that my husband and I want to share the news ourselves. I told them that I was so hurt and disappointed that they have told people and also lied to me about it. I pointed out the lie and told them that I had once again received messages from others proving that they lied. My mom then sent me a voice note of her crying, saying, "Sorry, I don't know what I have done, but I am sorry. I must be the worst mother in the world. I am just so upset about Papa too." It was hard to hear her so upset, but I just reiterated that asking for privacy was not too much to ask. My stepdad, who I have been very close to, also sent me a voice note telling me that they don't need this stress and to stop being so hateful over something so trivial. He told me that I was clearly hormonal, but that he'll let it slide this time because I am pregnant. He told me that my mom has cried for over 30 minutes and it's all my fault and that it's all over nothing. Also, he said that they told other people because they are worried about me. He said they will never apologize because they haven't done anything wrong. He also said that I am the daughter he never had and that he loves me, but he is so disappointed in my behavior. The original message that started this, sent to my mom, "Sorry, it's just I've had messages from people today wishing me well in the hospital, so I know you lied about who you have told about me being here. I am just hurt and disappointed because I would have much preferred privacy. I don't feel like sharing anymore because I don't know who you both are sharing it with, and it has actually made me being in the hospital much more stressful. I might be the jerk because we are all grieving and emotions are running high. I also don't feel like they told other people in a malicious way, just thoughtless. So, am I the jerk?" Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1, not the idiot. They don't need the stress? Give me a break. Perhaps the person hospitalized doesn't need the stress. You're pregnant, so it's 2 lives on the line here. How can they possibly believe their stress of you being upset at them could possibly compare to the actual stress you're under? They are selfish attention seekers. Comment 2, not the idiot. They overstepped your reasonable boundaries and are using your misfortune for personal attention, then playing victim when you call them out. You really should read Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. It's a free PDF. Now, for the update. A few days after my last post, I got out of the hospital. I was really looking forward to getting out of there. I got this text from my mom asking if I would come over for a family dinner at their house. She mentioned that they were planning it to honor my grandfather. To be honest, it felt a bit weird since we had just lost him. I mean, it's not exactly a good time to be having a dinner party, you know? Still, I decided to go. I figured it would be a good chance to talk about the recent crap face to face. Things have been so messed up with everyone that I just needed to talk to them in person. So, I went over there. When I got there, I found my parents in the kitchen cooking my grandfather's favorite meal. My mom was chopping stuff, and my stepdad was stirring a pot. They both looked a little surprised to see me, but they said hi. My younger sister Kate was there too, going on and on about her upcoming college graduation. She was just so excited. I felt this tension in the air as soon as I walked in, but I tried to focus on the positive stuff, like Kate being happy. I gave her a hug and congratulated her on her graduation. My stepdad was joking with Kate, but he just fell silent when I came into the room. Not a great sign. We sat down to eat, and I couldn't help but notice that everyone was kind of quiet. My mom made a toast to my grandfather, and then she awkwardly shifted the topic to my pregnancy. I had a feeling she was trying to change the subject to something light, but it just felt so out of place. I mentioned wanting to share the news on my own terms, but before I could even finish, my stepdad interrupted me. He just started going off, acting like my concerns are no big deal. I decided it was time to be a bit more assertive, so I brought up the social media posts from my accident. My mom looked uncomfortable, and my stepdad rolled his eyes, acting like it was just a mistake. Yeah, right? I pointed out that they seemed to repeat the same mistakes over and over, and he had nothing to say about that. The atmosphere changed, and my mom started tearing up. She said she was just trying to keep everyone informed. My stepdad added that I was overreacting, which just made me even more frustrated. Kate tried to change the subject to lighten the mood, but it didn't work at all. I could tell that everyone was just feeling awkward. I excused myself to the restroom, needing a moment to collect my thoughts. I was trying not to snap at everyone, but it was getting harder. While I was in there, I overheard my parents whispering about me. They were talking about how I should just let things go. I felt this anger rising up in me as I realized they weren't going to change their behavior. It just makes me so angry that they think I'm just going to accept their crap all the time. When I came back, I decided to be direct. I asked them why they couldn't respect my privacy. My stepdad laughed and said I was being too sensitive. He said I should just enjoy the attention. I shot back at him, reminding him that this wasn't about attention, but about boundaries. I was really done with this crap. The conversation got heated, and I stood my ground, insisting on my needs. My mom looked defeated, and my stepdad seemed annoyed, but I didn't give a crap. I left the dinner early, feeling a mix of relief and frustration. I mean, I was glad I stood up for myself, but I was also just so tired of all this drama. That night, I decided to take action regarding the social media posts about my accident. I contacted the platform to report the posts as a violation of my privacy. I figured it was about time I did something about those, considering my parents weren't going to do it. The next day, I got confirmation that the posts were removed due to the violation. I felt a little bit better, but I knew my parents wouldn't be happy about it. A few days later, I found out that my stepdad had been telling family friends about my pregnancy without my consent again. Like, seriously? I called my mom to confront her about it, and she said he didn't mean any harm. I just couldn't believe it. I told her that they needed to respect my wishes and that I wouldn't tolerate their disregard anymore. She just made excuses for him again, acting like it's no big deal. The following weekend, I planned a small gathering at my own home for my close friends. I just really wanted to celebrate without all the family drama. I invited my friends over, and they all responded positively. It felt good to celebrate something without all the crap that usually comes with it. Honestly, I feel like I'm finally getting a grip on things. It's been a roller coaster, and yeah, I still have moments of feeling drained, but standing up for myself? It's empowering. I mean, who knew setting boundaries could feel so darn good? I'm really proud of myself for taking those steps, even if my fam is still acting all weird about it. I'm learning to focus on the people who get me and support me, and that's what matters. So thanks for sticking with me through all this. It means a lot. Edit. The dinner party was indeed for my grandfather. I later found out it was planned before his passing. My stepdad's actions were discussed with my mom, and she agreed to set boundaries. The posts about my accident had affected many, which is why I reported them. I had to prioritize my privacy. Am I the idiot for refusing to sell my car to my niece because her overbearing mother won't let her speak for herself? Am I the idiot for refusing to sell my car to my niece after her mom tried to control the deal? I just bought myself a new car. This leaves me with an extra car, which I was going to sell back to my dealership. It's a Toyota Corolla 2018, which is in good condition. My sister asked if I would be willing to sell it to my niece. She's going to college in a few months, and she will need a car. My niece, I'm going to call her Luna, has always been a socially shy person. I haven't seen her much since I just moved back to my home state. I told them I can bring it by to look at it. I get to their home, and my sister and Luna were waiting. I start to show them the car and give the basic information. I ask who will be buying it, and my sister answers. She tells me that Luna is buying it, and it will be in her name. So I start speaking to her, or at least trying to. Every question I asked her, her mom would answer. For example, I asked her how much she saved up. Her mom answered. I asked how soon she would need the car. Her mom answered. I have heard like 5 words the whole time I have been here, and it was when she was talking to her mom. I asked if she is interested in the car, and her mom answered. I told my sister I asked Luna, and waited for Luna to respond. I repeated the question, and she didn't give an answer and just looked at her mom. I informed both of them I am not willing to sell my car if the person buying it cannot communicate with me. So I asked again what she thinks of the car. She turned around and walked inside. I informed my sister I will not be selling Luna the car. We got into an argument that I shouldn't have put her on the spot, and I know she is shy. I pointed out that if her daughter cannot communicate, she will be eaten alive at college. I told her I will be willing to sell it to Luna if she contacts me. My sister called me a jerk. To add to everyone asking why, I need to know if she actually wants the car and not just buying it because my sister wants her to. I don't know her opinion at all. For all I know, she doesn't want the car. Now for an update. I received a call from Dad, my brother-in-law. I don't know what is going on in that family, but he made it very clear to not sell the car to anyone. I wasn't going to anyways. In short, Luna cannot afford it, and they are in debt. I don't know the specifics of what is happening, so I am going to stay out of that. I will be selling my car to the dealership. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Info. What is the actual motivation here? Are you trying to force the girl not to be shy? Are you worried that the mom is making the decision for her? You said in a comment that you can't sell a car to someone who won't talk to you. I'm going to be blunt here. This seems like a nonsensical reason. My vote, you're a jerk, and to all the weirdos replying, you're jerks too. Comment 2. If the niece is the one buying the car, the communication, of course, needs to go through her. You are about to enter into a legal transaction, and nobody can make an informed choice like that for her. If her situation regarding her social skills is that bad, the mom should have warned you or explained before you went over there. Now for the update. A couple days after the last argument, I get this text from Luna out of the blue. Like, a little surprising since the last time I saw her, she sort of ghosted me. The text is super short, just saying she wants to talk about the car in person. No details or anything, just like, let's meet up. So I'm like, sure, I'll meet you at a diner known for its burgers. I'm always down for some good food, right? So a few hours later, Luna shows up, looking all kinds of nervous, but like really determined at the same time. It was kind of weird, honestly. We sit down in a booth, and she sort of dives right into it, saying she needs a car for a part-time job. She's been working at some local coffee shop. Good for her, right? But then I ask her again about her savings, and she admits she doesn't have enough. Like, what's new? That's why we were trying to talk about this in the first place. Anyway, then she starts talking about how she feels pressured by her mom to buy my car. Like, yeah, I get it. Her mom was super pushy when I tried selling it to them. So I suggest helping her find a cheaper car. Like, there are plenty of used cars out there that won't break the bank. But then she hesitates and says her mom is really upset that we didn't sell her the Corolla. I'm like, okay, so what? At this point, I'm kind of over it, so I decide to text Luna's mom to clear up some stuff about the Corolla. I'm done playing these games. I just want to sell the car and be done with all of it. So I shoot her a text, and she responds all angrily, accusing me of like undermining her parenting or whatever. I'm just trying to help her daughter. Jeez. Then I get a call from my brother-in-law, who's like really wanting me to stay out of family matters. He's all like, you shouldn't be involved in this stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then he tells me the family is facing financial issues because of some unexpected medical bills. I'm like, Okay, that explains why they need a used car. That sucks, but whatever. After that, Luna and I spend the next week searching online for affordable cars. Like, there are a ton of options out there, you just have to look. Luna finally finds one that she loves, but then she says she needs help getting the funds. She says she can't afford it on her own, so I offer to co-sign a loan. Like, her mom is clearly not going to help. Then her mom finds out and freaks out at me for getting involved. Like, excuse me, I'm just trying to help your daughter be a grown-up. I tell her mom that Luna needs some independence and that I'm just trying to help. She's like, super mad, threatening to cut ties with me and all. I'm like, whatever, do what you want. I'm trying to do something nice for your kid. So Luna and I arranged to meet with a local credit union to get the loan sorted out. We're all set to go, and during the meeting, the loan officer says Luna's credit score is too low to qualify for the loan. I'm like, dang, that sucks. Then her mom shows up out of nowhere at the credit union, demanding to speak to the loan officer. Like, seriously, lady? The sister starts accusing me of ruining Luna's chances of getting the loan. I calmly explain that we're trying to help Luna, not hurt her. The loan officer suggests getting a secured credit card to help build her credit, and the sister scoffs at the idea. She's all like, Luna shouldn't have any debt. I'm like, seriously? How else is she gonna build her credit? At this point, Luna looks super frustrated with her mom controlling everything. I just want to shake some sense into her. The sister is still whining about how it's a bad idea, and I'm like, maybe just let your daughter make her own mistakes for once. I suggest we work together to figure out a plan to help Luna improve her finances, and the sister just storms out. She's yelling about how I'm a bad influence, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Luna and I stay behind, and she's just relieved to finally be able to speak her mind without her mom butting in. We make plans to meet weekly to tackle her financial goals and get her out of this family drama. A few days later, I find out that Luna has taken out a secured credit card. I'm like, yes, finally. Then her mom calls me, furious that Luna is ignoring her advice. She's like yelling at me over the phone, and I'm just done. I decide to cut off communication with the sister for a while because I can't deal with her nonsense anymore. Luna texts me, thanking me for all the support and advice. I'm just glad someone in that family appreciates what I'm doing. Mini update. After a week of searching for cars, Luna and I found one she loved. I co-signed a loan for her, causing conflict with her mom, but Luna is finally gaining independence. Am I the idiot for telling my husband's ex to get over herself and stop meddling in our marriage? Am I the idiot for telling my husband's ex to back off and stop trying to ruin my marriage? My husband and I have been off and on since we were 12 years old, broke up at 22, took a 17-year break, and got together 3 years ago. We've been married for a little over 2 years. He spent almost 3 years with an ex, and they broke up about 10 years ago. The ex, who I will call Patty, and my husband Doug broke up on good terms. She will reach out here and there to say happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and she reached out when she heard we were getting married and gave us her congratulations. Saturday night, we went to the local bar, and she happened to be there. We all sat together drinking, talking, and just hanging out. I was 3 Jack and Cokes in, and I cannot remember how it got brought up, but Patty at one point said, well, at least I will always be your favorite girlfriend. I laughed and said, wouldn't I be his favorite girlfriend since I'm the one he married? She stopped smiling and just looked at me. She finished her drink and left not long after that. Last night, Doug got a long message from Patty saying she was really shocked at how jealous, immature, petty, and mean I am, given my age, and that I should be more secure in our marriage and in myself. She said it's okay for Doug to care about others besides just me. She also told him how much it meant to her when he told her she was his favorite girlfriend all those years ago, and can't understand why I had to ruin it. Doug told her he was sorry what I said upset her, but that I was just stating a fact. I was the favorite girlfriend, and that's a huge reason he married me. She sent back another long text, saying I just think I'm better than her because Doug had a very firm stand that he would never marry. He didn't care if he had a gun to his head. It wouldn't happen. When we reconnected this time, he asked me to marry him after a month, and we married after 8.5 months. Doug told her that it wasn't true. I don't think I'm better than anyone, and said again he was sorry she was hurt, but that I said nothing wrong. He told her the things she was saying about me aren't true and to never speak about me like that again. I truly never in a million years would want to hurt anyone's feelings. I said I was his favorite because I feel like you marry your favorite person, don't you? Why would you marry someone who isn't your favorite? So am I the jerk here? Doug told me it's not in any way on me that she got hurt. My best friend said that I didn't say anything that wasn't true and thinks maybe Patty is going through some stuff or just went through a breakup and is just taking it out on me. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the jerk. Sounds like you tried to lightly play off her odd remark, and instead of laughing and moving on, she turned it into a whole thing. It was a really awkward thing for her to say, and your response should have given her a chance to realize she had put her foot in her mouth. I'd just try to move on and not worry about it anymore. Comment 2. This is why you don't stay in contact with exes. She is jealous, bitter, and immature, not you. Who says that to someone they dated in front of their wife? Pathetic. She was a tiny blip on your life's long story. She seems insecure and expected to be Doug's number one. Sad, sad woman. He needs to cut her off. Now for the update. 2 weeks after the bar incident, Doug and I went to a friend's birthday party at this totally packed restaurant. Like, it was so lively, you could feel the music and laughter in the air. Everything was chill until Patty showed up out of nowhere. She wasn't even invited, but there she was, marching right up to us. I could feel the awkward vibes hitting me hard. Her smile was all forced and stuff. Right away, she wanted to clear things up about the whole bar thing. She said she was over it, but seriously, why bring it up then? Doug shot me a glance, like I've got your back, without even saying a word. I tried to keep things light and responded politely, just to get through this interaction. But then Patty started bringing up old memories of her and Doug, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. I mean, why would she do that, right? Doug had to interrupt and remind her that we were there to celebrate a friend's birthday, not talk about their past. The rest of the evening had its awkward moments, but we tried to enjoy it as best as we could. A few days later, I got a text from Patty saying she needed to talk urgently. I was a bit hesitant, but decided to meet her at a local coffee shop. When she arrived, she looked really distressed and immediately started talking about how she lost her job. She went on about how she was struggling financially and hinted that she needed help. I felt a bit of sympathy, so I suggested she talk to a few acquaintances for job leads. But then she surprised me by asking if she could stay at our place temporarily until she got back on her feet. I instantly felt uneasy about the idea of having her in our home. Doug, hearing the conversation, jumped in and said it might not be a good idea to mix personal and financial issues like that. That's when Patty's whole demeanor changed, and she started accusing us of not wanting to help her. I tried to explain that we were just concerned about boundaries, but she got super defensive. The meeting ended with her storming out, leaving Doug and me feeling really uneasy. A week went by, and things seemed to calm down, but then Doug got a call from a mutual friend. Our friend mentioned seeing Patty at a local bar, looking like she was in a new relationship. Doug was surprised, but I felt relieved that she might be moving on. But of course, it didn't stop there. A few days later, Doug got another message from Patty, and this time it was a big one. She accused me of sabotaging her life and said she had a secret that would change everything. A week later, we went to a family gathering for Doug's uncle's retirement party. I was just hoping for a nice, drama-free evening, but no such luck. Patty showed up uninvited again, making a scene and creating drama. She walked right up to us and made a big deal about her supposed secret. Family members were staring, looking confused and shocked, as she announced she had proof of Doug's past infidelity during their breakup. I thought I was going to be sick. Doug's face went pale, and I felt my stomach drop. She pulled out what she claimed were text messages from years ago, showing Doug talking to someone else. The family started murmuring, unsure of what to believe, and I just stood there, totally shocked. She was obviously enjoying the chaos she was causing, and I was caught between defending my husband and being uncertain about the whole thing. The party was completely overshadowed by Patty's revelation. Everyone was talking, and there were heated discussions among family members. Doug took me aside, determined to resolve the situation, but unsure of what to do about Patty's claims. The evening ended with the family divided, some siding with Patty and others standing by Doug. I just felt so lost in the middle of all of this. Edit. After the party, I confronted Doug about the texts Patty showed. He said they were real, but explained that they were from before we broke up and had no romantic context. He sent them to me to clarify. I verified the dates, confirming our breakup then. Patty's claims were unfounded. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.